and high so I can get a gauge. Pretty much everybody in the room, okay? Anybody recognize this? Before you get out of bed in the morning, you look at the timelines and news feeds. Let's have a look, show of hands. What about before you go to bed at night? What about on the toilet? Everybody's hands go, oh, not me. Not me, I don't do that kind of stuff. Look, anybody here working in social or using social media for their business now, show of hands. Everybody really happy with what they're receiving for the output that they're putting in right now? Show of hands. Exactly. Everybody's really disappointed. They all say to me, it doesn't work. Rick, it's crap. I put effort in and I get nothing out for it. But what I'm telling people is, if we are in these social platforms at the most intimate moments of the time, we're doing something wrong. If we're not being listened to, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
We're a gold stand.
Oh, we're a gold stand?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Come on.
I need to be behind it.
How did you do this? Oh my god, right.
Behind it. It's easy to be behind it. Fucking special. There we go. Right.
What's Rick doing?
Right, I'll put it up and then you put it across. Go on. I'm taking a slack. I'm putting slack on it.
Rick.
What are you doing, Rick?
I'll grab this.
Right, there we go.
There you go.
Pull that.
Wait, you got to pull the bottom of it.
Yeah.
There's one person
You've got to move your chair over that way.
Oh my god.
So please give a big round of applause to Rick Courtney, CEO, innovator and entrepreneur.
Thank you very much. Wow. Listen, I've got to give you some props for that. Thank you very much. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
That's how you, where is David? There he is. He usually does that for me. That's how you do it. That was brilliant. Now I've got like this inflated ego now. Thank you. Listen, I've been in I've been in marketing for 24 years, since before the internet was a thing. And to be honest with you, I don't really like admitting it at all, but I have to give you some context. Okay, I hear it all the time. I'm a dinosaur. Social media is not for me. My audience isn't on this social media stuff. So again, it's not for me. And I completely say that it just is. I too am that dinosaur. okay? It took me 20 minutes at one point in my life to send a 1 meg email. In fact, just a show of hands, who remembers going to Dixon's or Curry's to get the CD that you put in the computer to make the internet work? Good. I feel so much better now. Usually when I say that, nobody puts a hand up, but it's good. I'm in a good mood today. So, look, love it or hate it, social media, I'm trying to shout. Love it or hate it, social media has given us all a real chance. And that's what I like about it the most. 12 years ago, when I got into social, I had to rely on this stuff, TV, radio, and press. In fact, I used to purchase that kind of stuff for some pretty big clients. DFS being one of them, okay? What they used to do, their strategy was to spend £15 million every bank holiday. So when I, 12 years ago, wanted to really take hold of my entrepreneurial desires, I thought, I'm screwed. I can't. I'm going to have at least anywhere just to be switching on my own town, £1,000, £1,500 a month, advertising, marketing spend, and I just didn't have it at that moment in time in my life. Just got a mortgage, 3 kids, thinking I may as well give up. There's no point in me starting. And then I saw Mark Zuckerberg on the BBC talking about this thing called Facebook, knowing that my experience taught me that people buy people, that images, the words that you put in adverts can change people's perceptions. I figured that I could put the two together, this digital space, and of course this knowledge that I know, and actually start making it good for my business. And high, so I can get a gauge, pretty much everybody in the room, okay? Anybody recognize this? Before you get out of bed in the morning, you look at the timelines and news feeds. Let's have a look, show of hands. What about before you go to bed at night? What about on the toilet? Everybody's hands go, oh, not me. Not me, I don't do that kind of stuff. Look, anybody here working in social or using social media for their business now, show of hands. Everybody really happy with what they're receiving for the output that they're putting in right now, show of hands. Exactly. Everybody's really disappointed. They all say to me, it doesn't work. Rick, it's crap. I put effort in and I get nothing out for it. But what I'm telling people is, if we are in these social platforms at the most intimate moments of the time, we're doing something wrong. If we're not being listened to, we're doing something wrong. 7 hours a day? Wow. Anybody else want to admit how many hours a day they spend on the phone? 6 hours a day, we've got 7 hours a day. The average is 4 hours a day. Who here sits in front of the newspapers, magazines, sits and listens to the radio, watches the TV for 6, 7, 4 hours a day? Nobody. Nobody at all. What I want to try and illustrate is these social media platforms are a really powerful tool. And if we're not making them convert, or we're not having people engage or listen to us, there's a reason for it. And it isn't the platforms, it's you guys. Okay? It's really important that we get it. It's you guys, because there are, yes, algorithms. There are certain habits that you can get into to make sure that you're seen. We're 6 and 7 hours a day inside these platforms, or certainly on the phones. So we have access right now constantly in our pockets. Okay? So my hope is that what you get from this is how to appear on timelines and news feeds. 82% of buyers say they trust a company more that is active on the social media platforms. Who here ignores the phone to telephone numbers they don't recognize? Show of hands. But we don't ignore a Facebook message or a LinkedIn message, even if it is a sales pitch. We have a look at it, we read the first paragraph, and we're off. There is the short form. There is those micro pieces of inspiration that you could use to be posting right now that is entertaining, educating, and inspirational, okay? That's what I want you to sort of think about. You don't have to sit there and think, nor worry, what am I going to post today? I've got to find 30 posts across the month to broadcast. It's going to be so difficult for me. So this is the section I really want you to listen to. Consistency is absolutely key, aka predictability. The algorithms rely on you being predictable with your broadcast. So posting today and nothing for 2 days, and then again and nothing for 3 days, and then a flurry because you've got nothing much to do is not predictable. So our themes for the first quarter is all talking to the startup world, or the world coming into January thinking, I'm going to take social seriously. So in January, we discuss planning. February, we discuss creating content. And in March, what we're talking about right now is the platforms themselves. So when we get the content calendar, the planning document, in fact, that you've got in front of you. So on your desks, you have a planning document. There are parts of this planning document that reflect this 5 fundamental sort of broadcast right now. And I want you to take this away. I want you to figure out your themes of each and every single day. I want you to figure out what each of your long-form content is going to be, and also what are your pillars going to be as well. This is really important. It's going to help you establish this next 3 months in terms of your broadcast. So when I post anything inside that group, I often get kicked out because it's managed by a social media expert that don't like me very much. So what I do is I fly under the radar and I use this search bar down here. And I search for people in quote marks that said new business, startup, just set up. I also look for keywords like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And all these people that are asking for help on that platform, it starts to give me a list of all these people. And what I purposefully say is, hey, I can help you with that, but it's just far too much to go in a comment. Follow me to this link here, and it'll take you into an article, or a webinar, or a video on the 5 fundamentals must-dos on how to help you with your social media success. And because I'm savvy, when they click on that URL, it records them in a cookie. I have a pixel from Facebook and a tag from LinkedIn recording all of those visits specifically. So if all they do is read that article and gain value, later on that night, 7 o'clock, they're going to get an advert from me as well.
I better vlog, ain't I?
You better vlog really, mate, yeah. Even though you didn't want to come out with me today and play, you're going to send me on my own.
Where's the tripod?
It's because
Need a tripod.
you're worried about the coronavirus.
There it is.
When it's just a conspiracy. Good morning.
Hi.
Here for the workshop.
Yep.
Help yourself to tea, coffee, and then get comfortable in there. As comfortable as you can be. I'm about to fire lots of stuff with you.
Alright, that's fine. We've got no wraps. Have you got any water?
There's some on the table.
Is there?
Yeah, take a seat, get comfortable.
Yeah, you're on the street.